everyone. Today our class is going to be based on reading, matching sentence endings. If you haven't followed us on social media, I request you to follow us on YouTube. The name of our channel is Webberz Educomp Limited. Our blog has very rich content, www.webbers.in. Our Instagram and Facebook handles are webbers.in, and in case you wish to send me a WhatsApp message, you can surely send it to me on 987-255-2775. So we will learn sentence ending, and we are just going to learn about shortlisting, how to shortlist them. In this session, I'll be just handling the shortlisting, and probably in the next session, we would try and understand the full passage. What exactly is a sentence ending? There will be a list of half sentences on one side, and there will be another place in the reading where you will see that the endings are given. What we need to do is to match them with the appropriate ending. That is what the concept is. Tips. These questions are sequential in nature. We can always predict what is the second half of the question. Try to eliminate the choices which you feel do not suit. Try to fit roughly before searching in the passage. Synonyms and paraphrases should never be forgotten. Remember one thing, IELTS is not a very simple paper where they're going to give you word picking. It is not possible for you to pick a word and fix it there. All of the sentence endings will not be used. Only some of them are going to be used. When highlighting the keyword, it's a very good idea to highlight all the names, places, and dates. They are very easy to find. Don't just match words, match the meaning, which is very important. Last but not least, headings should always be the first thing that you should do in a reading, because after doing headings, you are fully familiar with the entire concept and you can pick up any question type. Now the practice session. Let us learn rough fitting. On one side, we will see half the sentences. There are about 8. On the other side, we have other half, which are more than 8, which are something close to 10. That means 2 are redundant, rest 8 are going to fit exactly. So we need to see how to fix them up. So what we will use is grammar. So let's call it G. We will use logic. Let's call it L. And we will use common sense or logic. It's the same thing. It comes out to be C. Grammar, logic, and common sense. By just using this, we will start to fit the things together to see how it moves. So if I see first, strawberries may help to, number 1, A, to be over the age of 60 by 2050, not making sense, maybe described as the new superfood, no. To reduce organ swelling, no. An increased problem around the world, no. Being studied over 10 years, no. This is not matching. That is the problem. F, more testing to be carried out. The predicted burden on health services in the future may help to, bingo, we have the answer, cure diseases suffered by the elderly. So if I look into this, I find out, yes, there is a chance that this can be the answer. This can be the answer, not definite. May help to control testing. It is not making sense grammatically. May help to are highly toxic. Again, not making sense. So if I look into all this, I see that my answer to question number 1 might be H. Might be H. Let us look at the second one. In non-human tests, cysteine was shown to be over the age of 60 by the year 2050. So basically, I don't know what 15 is. So 15, looking into strawberries, can be some enzyme. All the enzymes have the same look and feel of the spelling enzyme. 15 can be an enzyme. That's a rough estimate. All right. So was shown, so this is was shown to be over the age, not making sense, may be described as a new superfood, maybe 15 was shown, not making sense, was shown to reduce swelling of an organ. A possibility is there. So let's underline this as a possibility. The next one, an increasing problem around the world, was shown an increasing problem, grammatically inaccurate, was shown being studied, not making sense, was shown more testing, not making sense, was shown the practical burden on health services in the future. Well, if you don't know the meaning of 15, you might choose this one. So let's do one thing. Let us keep this in our records. If you know the meaning of 15, or if you can guess it, then this will not be the choice. Was shown cure diseases or to cure diseases, was shown controlled testing, was shown are highly toxic. So not making sense. So I've shortlisted two, that is C and G. So I will just rub this and put them here as C or G. So I have got this rough fitting. So when I read the passage, it becomes extremely easy for me to figure out what is the right answer, because I don't have to see the entire list of the sentence endings. I can just make out by 2, 2, 3, 3 sentence endings, and I can fix them up easily. Scientists believe. So we have another thing. Scientists believe. So let's see, what do they believe? To be over? No. May be described? No. To reduce swelling? No. An increasing problem? Been studied for over 10 years? More testing should be carried out to find the benefits of 15. So scientists can say this. Scientists believe the predicted burden on health services in the future. So we can also keep this as another one. So we have two. Scientists believe cure diseases suffered by the elderly, not making sense. Control testing of 15 on people are highly toxic. So we have two choices here. That is, we have a choice of more testing required, that is F. And I have another option. Let's put a slash. Scientists believe the predicted burden on health services in the future. So maybe G. So we are getting these options. 15 has something. Has something what? To be over, may be described, to reduce swelling, an increasing problem, been studied, has been studied over 10 years. It may be the answer. Has more testing should be carried out, the predicted burden on health services. 15 has cures, controlled testing on 15 on people. We can't have two 15s, obviously. 15 has are highly toxic, not making sense. So I put E here. Mahar wants to soon begin what? Soon begin what? Mahar wants to soon begin something. So let us see, what does he soon want to begin? Begin very soon. To be over the age of 60 by the year 2050, may be described as new superfood, reduce swelling, an increased problem around the world, be studied for 10 years. More testing should be carried out. The predicted wants to begin controlled testing of 15 on people. So it can be a probability Alzheimer's is to be over the age, may be described as new superfood, to reduce the swelling of an organ, an increasing problem around the world. So we put D as the shortlisting here. Being studied, Alzheimer's is been, has been, should be the right answer, for over 10 years, so it's not there. Alzheimer's is more testing should be carried out. The predicted burden on health, Alzheimer's is the predicted burden on health services in the future. Well, it may be a secondary choice in case you do not know anything, so it can be the answer. Alzheimer's is cure diseases suffered by the elderly. Control testing of histamine on people are highly toxic. Almost a quarter of the world's population is predicted to be over the age of 60 by 2050. Well, this looks pretty okay. We have been reading a lot of newspapers and journals which say this as the truth. But again, we will not rely on outside knowledge. What we will do, we'll have to use our knowledge of what is written here. Almost a quarter of the world's population is predicted, may be described to reduce swelling, an increasing problem around the world is predicted. An increasing problem, to be an increasing problem would have been right. More testing should be carried out to find out the benefits of this, not making sense. The predicted burden of healthcare services in the future, no. Cure diseases suffered by the elderly. Control testing of histamine on people are highly toxic. Okay. So then we have eighth. Let us see eighth. Eighth comes up, a reduction in the number of cases of cognitive diseases suffered by elderly will reduce something. What will it reduce? If there's a reduction in the number of cases of cognitive diseases, cognitive means which require recognition like Alzheimer's, suffered by the elderly will reduce. To be the age of 60, may be described as a superfood, to reduce swelling, an increasing problem around the world, being studied over 10 years, more testing to be carried out, suffered will reduce the predicted burden on this. So the G comes here, quite obvious. Cure diseases suffered by the elderly, will reduce cure diseases, not making sense. Will reduce control testing of histamine on people, may be a choice, I don't know till we read the passage, but we've got a lot of shortlisting here, are highly toxic. Okay, so now just looking into these probabilities, we see that we have an entire list of our predictions ready, which is very useful for us. When we read the passage, it will become very easy. Okay, so now comes the time to check your answers. So let us see, where do we land up? We have shortlisted these answers. First is H, second is C or G, third is F or G, fourth is E, fifth is I, sixth is D or G, seventh is A, eighth is G or I. Now let us check out the real answers and see what actually happens. So the correct answers are, first is H, second is C, third is F, fourth is E, fifth is I, sixth is D, seventh is A, and eighth is G. That's all for today. Thank you so much.